and welcome back to the Curated Home. I promised you that today we were going to be doing something Valentine's Day related, and so here we go. I don't have really anything, but what I thought I would do is show you where I am in the process. And then next week I will probably be done, hopefully be done, and then I'll be able to show you kind of like a home tour for Valentine's Day. But for this week, you're just gonna see how I decorate kind of in reality. So this is the mess that I currently have, and trust me, it has gotten a lot better. Art could tell you it's definitely taking shape. It's just a process. You can see the floor now. Before, you could not even see the floor. I have gotten rid of some of the bins that I brought up, and I haven't even vacuumed this floor yet. Maggie's toys are kind of scattered in throughout here, and there's debris all over the floor from florals that I'm taking up and whatnot. So, but I thought I'd go ahead and just be real, and this is what decorating looks like sometimes. It is very messy. So one of the things you're going to hear Maggie playing, one of the things that I've been struggling with lately is that it feels really heavy in this room with all the heavy, dark furniture. And I remember I bought this furniture next to nothing off of Facebook, and for the majority, like this, I bought. This came from Facebook and it was damaged. I had to repair it and then change the hardware and paint it. And again, the table was the same thing. The table and chairs all bought separately. I had to do major repairs to all of it, repair all the chairs, repair the table. It had major damage. And then I painted it a base black to match the hutch. And then this table, I didn't have to really do anything to. I just bought that and gave it a fresh coat of paint because it was already black, but it came from the resale store. And then the peg shelf was a Goodwill find for a couple of dollars. And again, I added the backing to it, the beadboard backing, and then I painted it as well. So, you know, this just looks like really heavy to me. You know, it just feels, look. It fell over. It just feels really heavy to me. So I have been thinking about painting the furniture in this room. And if you guys have any thoughts on that, that would be great, because I don't know. I really don't know. It would be great to kind of have some input on that. And but I do like, you know, what inspired me for this year, honestly, were getting vintage Valentines. And I thought it would be just as easy just to tuck those Valentines in and I'd be done with it. But that's not how it went. I could not get the Valentines, you know, I had them. I have both vintage inspired, like the honeycomb ones, and then I have the authentically vintage ones, like this up here and these down here. But what was stumping me was I had to get the everyday look right first, and then I could plug in Valentine's. And I was struggling with the everyday. So this tablecloth and it's not a tablecloth, it's just a piece of vintage inspired fabric. And I love this so much, and it makes me so happy every time I see it. And I've toyed with using it, but it's such a bold color palette and such a bold print that I just was like, I don't know. But as soon as I pulled it out of the basement and I laid it across this table, I knew that I wanted it, because it makes me happy. And now everything else is kind of flowing a little bit better. This vignette came together pretty easily because this treasure just, it's a treasure. And this is what inspired all of this. So, you know, and I love having a place to house a collection of items. And this is perfect. This little cabinet that was totally free, which I'll probably leave the doors open, but I have it closed so I don't, while I'm decorating, and so I don't bump into it. But I really like the way that I can house them all here and just tuck those Valentines in. And then I have my blue and white Johnson and I think it's Johnson & Johnson. Please forgive me if I get that wrong. I've got like a million things going through my head right now. But I have that in here as well. And then this area took me a little bit because I just wasn't sure. Let me back up a little. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to use my red transferware or not. I kind of knew I did, but then again, I put it up and I was like, I don't know. I don't know that it looks that great on the black. You know, I don't know. Now that it is styled this way, I am loving it. I could keep it just this way and be just as happy, but I think I want to put a little greenery up top to fill in the empty spaces because it's feeling a little empty to me. And then I also want to possibly put, you know, a couple of little things to fill the spaces here if I can find the perfect things. I have a little space here that I would like to fill with something. You know, I know some people may think, oh, that's a lot, but you know what? To each his own. You know, to each his own. I'm just going to leave it at that. I do need to put some candles out here. I still have cleaning and stuff over there. Ignore that. And I'm still playing around with the centerpiece, but I knew that I wanted my Wexford picture out and I wanted to put flowers in it. I think I may look for another soup terrain and ditch the bowl because I really wanted soup terrains. It would be nice if I could just, I don't know. I'm playing with the idea, and that's how decorating goes. So I'm just, this area down here and here and here, completely not done. It'll probably completely change, but for right now, it is what it is, and I'm just going to leave it alone. Sometimes that's all you can do, right? I love this old tool box, I call them. My dad used to make these just to have something to quickly carry to job sites. And this is an old school thing. This is what they did back in, my dad was born in 1929. So his generation, they just, you know, he was a carpenter. So he just whipped together what he needed to carry what he needed rather than go buy toolboxes that cost an arm and a leg. He just made it from scrap wood. But I brought it home, stained it, and turned it on its side so I could use it as a cubby shelf. And it houses one of my beautiful trees that I just purchased from one of the sweetest ladies on YouTube. I will link her information below. I can't remember her name or the name of her channel offhand because I did not come across her on YouTube. I came across her when I Googled tinsel trees, and she came up, and she has Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, she's everywhere. So I will link her information below for you. But anyway, I love it. I'm going to be decorating that. I need to switch out my apron. I would love to find a vintage apron, but this is I have a bunch of these in different colors. So I'm just going to switch out the apron and, continue to play. So I'm going to show you the garlands that I'm making. Right now I have one in the living room, so I'm going to take you over there and let you see that. I have to turn on the light so you can see it. It is getting late on Saturday, and this needs to be up for you guys tomorrow. So this is the garland that I made today out of that fabric, and I used some wired ribbon, and I curled the wire ribbon a little bit. See how I just kind of curled it so that it kind of took a different, rather than just hanging there, it just adds a little bit more interest. I thought it was kind of cute. And I just hung with paper clips some of those vintage inspired Valentines. And I just think this garland is adorable. So what I want to do is kind of tie this fabric in places all throughout the downstairs of the house so that in every room you have a little bit of that fabric showing. Alrighty, friends, so that is where things kind of stand right now. I am so sorry that it's not a really good video. It's not a tutorial of any kind. It's not me decorating and you watching me decorate. It's simply me being real and showing you where I'm at in the process of decorating for Valentine's Day. We all kind of get overwhelmed with life and having all the things that we've got to get done. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to have fun in the process. I'm going to take my time. And if I'm ready next week with a full home tour, great. If I'm not, that's okay. It's not a big deal. but I'm going to take you along with me through it all. So you're going to get to see the processes and the way things are going, whether they're finished or not, because you're my friends and I don't mind sharing that with you. I don't mind being real with you at all. It's, I want people to I don't want people to watch my channel and think that my home is pretty and put together all the time, because it is not. It is far, far. One good thing about vintage is you can put anything together. If it makes you happy, then that's all that matters. And I love having a home that doesn't look like anyone else's home. I love that. It's very unique. And I love watching other people who do vintage decorating, because they find the most gorgeous things and they style them in the most gorgeous ways. And all of us are connected to certain types of vintage items. Like there's, if you're into the 70s, My Little Vintage Home, she's the channel for you, because she is all about the 70s. And whenever I look at that, I remember my childhood. I definitely do. I'm not particularly fond of the 70s style and the colors, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy watching her do it. And I love looking at it because it is very nostalgic for me and I do enjoy it. I kind of tend to be more, I don't know, I like the bold colors. I like the bright colors. I'm a little bit quirky. I like a little bit of everything, I guess you could say. There are some things that are 70s related in my vintage stash, but I'm definitely a little bit of everything, and that's okay. That's the beauty of hunting vintage and styling your home with thrifted vintage things. So I hope you stick around for next week, and I think after that, you and I are going to be tackling some much needed projects around the house, which may be painting a lot of furniture in my near future. We'll see. But until next week, when we do this all again, I hope you guys stay well. And until then, I'll see you later. Bye.